Don't know us. We just came off a fight, so that's
It wasn't a real fight.
That's what's happening
here. It wasn't a real fight.
Yeah, we didn't figure anything out. We just.
It was not a real fight.
Maybe that's what we should do for the podcast. To have a fight.
You want to have a real fight?
Have a real fight.
I'll show you a fight. We can show you a fight.
I know.
Sometimes I want to choke you.
In a good way or a bad way?
Right now, not such a good way.
Oh. You want to act like you like me on this one?
No, not really.
Okay, that's all right. You don't have to. All right, welcome to Flip the Mind. What? You don't have to like me while we're doing the podcast. We just have to do the podcast. Just fake it.
Why? Because you do all the time. Flip the mind script.
Flip it.
Welcome to Flip the Mind Script podcast with Brandon and Jen.
Here we go.
So
we are a married couple. We are a married couple.
Who are we?
We are a married couple.
How long have we been married? I'm going to interview you.
We have been married for 22 years.
Do you like how I did that?
I do.
Do you think I'm going to remember how long we've been married? Or admit that I don't know the exact date? I would never do that.
But we've been married for over 20 years. For sure, 20 years. It's been a solid over 20. I just can't remember if it's 22 or 23. At this point, does it really matter?
No.
Like, really?
No.
Like, is 23 a much better number than 22?
Once you make the commitment.
Yeah. We have 4 kids. We homeschool. We are very newly homesteading. I don't think we're doing a great job at that, but we are very new to it. So we're learning that. We want to talk about mindset. We want to talk about relationships. We want to talk about finances, your physical health. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the military.
Yep.
And not just the military.
I was in the military, but we were together as well. Like, you were the spouse. I don't want to dismiss that. Yes, I was the one in the military, but the spouses have to deal with it too. It's not just the one. The military.
Well, I meant not just the military. I meant you were.
Military life is a whole thing.
Yes, the military life. So you were Navy first.
I was in the Navy, got out for a few years.
Then we got married.
Met her, got out, got married, joined the Army.
Mm-hmm. Joined the Army, and not just the Army, Ranger.
Maybe that's our introduction should be how we met.
Maybe.
That's a whole story in itself.
Well, if you died, there's literally no hope for me because I have no idea how I got you. I would ignore the person until they found me.
It was a blind date.
It was a blind date.
It was a blind date. My whole family was there. It was weird. Date was awful. Here we are.
22 years later.
So you don't have to have a good first date.
No. The love of your life could be.
You just have
really
to be too stubborn to be the first one.
That sounds
quit.
like you stalked me. And that sounds like you stalked me and then you kidnapped me until I got, what is that? Stockholm syndrome.
I don't think you could ever get Stockholm syndrome.
Maybe that's what happened. No, I'm saying maybe we both just have Stockholm syndrome.
So you want a lasting relationship? Find a way to get Stockholm syndrome. And you'll be good. I mean, you'll definitely make it through the rough times. And it'll be awesome.
I would say we're very much, we don't like complacency at all.
Yeah.
We're kind of greedy that way. There are times I wish we could be complacent.
We're kind of relentless. And that's just something that we both have in us. Mm-hmm. And I would say that is the thing that keeps pushing us to keep figuring things out.
Yeah, if I find something that needs to be fixed, it's really hard. Where I would say a lot of I've noticed a lot of people try to avoid change or try to avoid fixing things. Both of us, if we find something that needs to be changed, it's almost like we can't not talk about it. And the other person's like, what's wrong? And you're just like, okay, this is not the best time to talk about it, but I can't hold it in. And then you're like just vomiting, like, this needs to change because we need to be better, because we both want to be better. Not because I'm not trying to change. We're not trying to change the other person. We have a very high expectancy.
We have a very high intolerant rate.
Yes. Yes. We both have a very high intolerant rate to not excellence.
And we're not very good at faking it or pretending.
We're not very good at faking it.
Nope. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
We're both blunt.
Just like what I've said to my kids.
Yeah. We're both very blunt.
Actually, I think I got that from you.
We're both intense, but we're intense in very different ways. You're intense, like outward, like, ah. And I'm intense, like,
immovable.
Just try to move me. Just try. I would love to see you try. That will be fun to watch. So together, we're a bundle of joy. Together, we're pure sunshine. Mixed with fire and ice and a whole lot of erupting.
Fire and ice.
Here's something about us. We love each other very much. We're very intense, both in a good way and in a bad way. Just take all that intensity, and all the good, there's intensity, and all the bad, there's intensity. So it's great, but also can be challenging at times.
Those things stop mattering as much.
Yeah. Like, I have to do the math on how old I am. I have to do the math on how old you are. So that kind of stuff doesn't really, I don't care. I care about how I feel. If I feel like, clearly we're in our 40s.
That's a good point. I feel like we're already starting to get into things that make a difference, that matter. Like, if your focus is like,
if your focus is a number,
but if your biggest thing is a date, somebody forgetting a date, somebody not recognizing, you've got other issues.
Some people, that is really important to them.
Maybe it is, but
I agree that if that's really important to you, you need to find a very mature way.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
But it is a thing. Some people are like us, and
and I know we're kind of the weird ones in that regard. I would say, I don't know. Maybe we're not.
I don't know what the percentage of people would be on who care about a date and who don't.
Like, I would say, why? Like, is that going to make or break you? Like, why does that matter so much?
Because it goes into a deeper meaning of, if you remember my birthday, if you remember our anniversary, then that's a sign that you care about me. That's what that is. And it's not wrong, because we need things that show love and appreciation. You need that kind of stuff, because otherwise you're just roommates. If you're not actively showing in a way that you care about somebody, now you're just a roommate. Like, you're no different than a friend. You might be very good roommates. You might have a great friendship, but you're just two roommates. Our podcast, why do we want to do our podcast? Mainly because I think it's not typical to have a married couple who has been married as long as we have. So most couples are either on their second marriage or struggling. And so we wanted to have a conversation about mindset and the stories that we come up with in marriage, in relationships, with money, your physical health, when you try to do stuff. And We enjoy deep conversations. And so we thought, well, let's
Enjoy.
film it.
Enjoy.
Why should people listen to us?
Why would you listen to us?
Why would I listen to us?
Yeah.
Because if I had been married for only like 5 or 6 years, I would want somebody who's gone way longer. If your goal is to be married for a longer period of time and be the type of people who are, you're not the type of person to kind of settle.
If your goal is not marriage,
yeah, we're not for you.
Maybe this is for you because you need to figure that out. If you're not sure, I mean, that might not be for you.
Yeah. It's been a while since we dated. So if you're in the dating game, we might not be for you. I don't know how I got you, so I don't even know how to flirt. So you know what? First challenge, right out the gate, go learn your energy type. That'll be so helpful for whatever conversations we're about to have. Go learn your energy type. Carol Tuttle, she has a couple of books, but we recommend The Child Whisperer, or go find her on like YouTube. Go find her on, I think she's mostly on YouTube and like Instagram and stuff like that.
So I'll say this. If you're here and you're wanting to improve in your life, if you made it to a podcast that says something about relationships, I don't care whose it is, clearly you're wanting to learn more. You have an interest in learning more, or in finding something out about yourself or maybe others. With that being said, you're already here. You're already doing it. Just make the next step. And even if you feel that you completely understand yourself and you're living your best life, still go get the book, read it, listen to it, get the audio. I don't care. Because it's not just about you and who you are and your energy type. Like other people call them different things, personality and things like that, but that's kind of inaccurate. I really like the energy type thing because I personally like the elements: fire, water, earth, air.
And even if
Isn't that like the Avatar, the last Avatar?
I know that like human design right now and Enneagram, I know that's a big thing right now. Even if you find a lot of information in that and that really helps you, go look at the energy types, because
it's not just about you, is what I was gonna say. It's about knowing other people. It can help you in business, relationships, personal life. It doesn't matter.